Marcus is a co-founder of Select Medicare, and Marcus serves financial consultant and their clients.
I realized that people, when they buy insurance, a lot of end consumers, they are at a disadvantage. Colonoscopy, gastroscopy, eye cataract, ingrown toenail cannot be claimed from your integrated shield plan. But that's not true because I've done so many cases.
This is considered as a very niche market, isn't it? When I first came to know about you and your service, right, I also couldn't comprehend, like, suddenly, hey, what type of service is this?
Arranging bed is just one part about my service, and I think it's the most challenging part about my job.
Welcome to Heart Dialogue.
All right, good morning. Wow, very early today. Today is Wednesday.
AM. Today I have Marcus here.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm Marcus.
So who's Marcus? Marcus is a co-founder of Select Medicare, and Marcus serves financial consultant and their clients, especially when they are faced with the medical situation which needs to be addressed.
Yes, correct.
Thank you to be here, Marcus. Yeah, maybe can you share with us just a short introduction about what you do?
Yeah, okay. So Select Medicare is a 24/7 medical assistance platform.
24/7?
Yeah, 24/7. That is specially created for financial consultants to utilize for their clients in times of medical needs and emergencies.
Okay, so what I hear is that you help financial consultant, not like directly you face patient, but you actually servicing the financial consultant.
Yes, correct. Because I don't really do end consumer market patients, so I take cases from the financial consultants only.
I see.
When their clients are faced with some kind of medical issues or problems that needs to be solved, then they will look for the financial consultant, right? So sometimes the financial consultant might not be able to help their client in a particular situation.
Yes.
Then they will come and ask me, oh, Marcus, I got this client, at KKH, there's no bed. Can you help me?
Okay, before we go deep into your services, what you can provide, maybe we look a little bit at the background. Actually, how Select Medicare started?
Yeah, okay. So this company is started by my dad. Yeah, so he has been in this line for many years, I think over 9 years, right? So myself, just about myself, right? So I graduated for NUS about 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
So when I graduated, I actually followed him, I shadowed him in this line. So I realized that, why I actually grew this service, right, is because I realized that people, when they buy insurance, a lot of end consumers, they are at a disadvantage. So what do you mean by disadvantage? Because when they buy insurance, sometimes when it comes for them, comes a time for them to use the insurance for a particular medical situation that they are facing, they don't know what to do.
Okay.
Right? They'll think that, hey, I buy insurance for so many years. Can I make a claim for this, that? So they're not so sure. Right? And a lot of times, a lot of patients, they buy private coverage. They pay 10 years of premiums, right?
Yeah.
And they thought they come to private cannot claim.
Okay, so what I hear is that Select Medicare, like why you all started this, why your father started this Select Medicare is more on to service, like to serve the policyholder in a way, like
correct,
to educate them, or
because there's a big information gap between, of course, the insurance company side and then the end consumer, right? So there's a lot of things not told to the patient. Like many people thought, colonoscopy, gastroscopy, eye cataract, ingrown toenail cannot be claimed from your integrated shield plan. But that's not true because I've done so many cases.
Unless the financial consultant or the insurance agent is experienced enough that they can share with the clients. If not, basically like what you said, there's a information gap.
Yes, correct. So I'm here to actually close this gap because I don't blame the consultant. Sometimes they just RNF 2-3 months, right? And then suddenly a big case, they want to, for example, transfer hospital. I have a brain tumor. I'm in a government hospital. Can I transfer to private? What is the process? Something like that.
Well, this is, I would say that this is considered as a very niche market, isn't it?
Yeah, in a way, I think there are not many people doing this.
Because when I first came to know about you and your service, right, I also couldn't comprehend, like suddenly, hey, what type of service is this? Like, what do you guys do in depth? Like, what are the services that you actually can provide? Because from what my knowledge is that it's more on like when patient cannot get bed in a hospital and then you help to arrange bed and all that.
Yeah, so that is just arranging bed is just one part about my service, and I think it's the most challenging part about my job because people always spending. Oh, Marcus, I got no bed. I know I'm stuck at this hospital. Can I transfer?
And clients are panic. And when clients are panicked, and if they call us financial consultant like maybe 11:30 or 12 a.m. in the midnight, we also get panicked because
they say,
we don't
how
know
you know
we
now?"
don't know the specialist, right?
Yeah, but those consultants that have been a beneficiary of my service will know what I mean by 24/7.
I'm one of the beneficiary.
Right. Like people calling me at 1:30, 2:30. Like I think 2 days ago, I had one call at about 1 o'clock and another one at about 3:30 a.m. Yeah.
Okay, I'm very curious because you mentioned 24/7, right?
Yeah.
What exactly, like how exactly this 24/7?
Yeah, so I would say I really dedicate my time and my life to serving the financial consultants
Your
and their
life.
clients. Really, really, because a lot of times whenever I get a case, I cannot do anything else. I really need to solve the problem, then I can move on. So for example, sometimes I'm driving, then sometimes when there's an A&E case that come in, I will just stop by the roadside.
Wow.
Yeah, so I try to finish the case, then I drive off. Right. At night when I'm sleeping, a lot of people ask me, I say my phone at night is not silent one.
Yeah, how can it be? And then the messages tone and all that. Wouldn't you get
so,
anxiety or anxious?
No lah. But sometimes yes, because I silent my phone. Sometimes I feel that somebody is messaging me,
Wow.
or somebody is calling me. Sometimes I will hear, but actually when I check my phone, actually there's nothing.
Well, this is already form part of the occupational hazard.
Yeah, so actually the doctor say actually you are like me last time when I was younger because doctor always on call ma. So sometimes the phone ring 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, but it's not very often. But sometimes we really cannot predict when people will call you, yeah.
Then what time do you usually sleep?
I sleep about 2 o'clock. Average lah, 1, 2 lah.
So yesterday, what time do you sleep?
Oh, yesterday, like just now.
Yeah.
Just now about 2 o'clock.
Well, because the fact that because we are gonna have this podcast, right? I texted you at 6 a.m. in the morning, and then surprisingly you replied me. I'm like, this guy is 24/7.
I actually also don't know. I just wake up.
Don't you feel tired?
Yeah, actually I feel tired, but for me, helping people at the point when they're at their lowest is something that money cannot buy. Right. So every case that comes to me is a problem that needs to be solved, or the financial consultants want certain advice for their clients, right? So I don't delay in replying all this. Yeah. So for me, sometimes the standard that I set for myself, even 10-15 minutes is already very long. I try to reply everything within 1-2 minutes, but sometimes it's not possible. When I'm giving a talk or I'm help out in certain issues. But whenever I see a message, I will reply.
Wow.
Within a few minutes.
What I hear from you is really you enjoy solving problems for people.
Yeah, because I want to create a platform, a proper platform for financial consultants to utilize for their clients. Yeah, so someone that they can depend on. So in a way, you sell insurance, but I say I offer assurance to you when something happens.
And honestly, like even I've known you for like 1 year plus.
I think so.
But I've not fully utilized you yet. It's only like really when emergency case come in. So because I'm really curious at what keeps you going, like until you mentioned, because you enjoy solving problems for people. And you set a standard for yourself.
Yeah, because I know I have access to solutions, arrangements, and certain information that is not readily accessible to the end consumer.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so for example, they might want to ask, Candy, I have a client, your client asks you, say, Candy, I fall down today. I want to do MRI scan. How much does it cost? I want to do this testing.
I can't answer, man.
Right? But when
I will search Google.
You search Google, right? But when you ask me straight away, I can get the information for you.
So you ask the patient, where are you going? Which hospital? Which doctor are you visiting? And then roughly how much the cost?
So for example, one thing I do for financial consultants is financial counseling. So for example, your client wants to do eye cataract.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say one eye cataract is 10,000.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have NTUC Advantage, right? So Advantage is 65% proration when you want to come to private.
Yes.
Why do they want to come to private? Because the government wait time is a little bit longer.
Yes,
right?
yes,
So
yes.
they will ask you, how much do I have to pay in cash?
Yeah.
For one, it's a little bit difficult to answer, but I've done.
Too technical to answer as well.
Right. So if 35%, let's say the bill is 10,000, you have to pay 3,500, right?
Yes.
Okay, plus let's say depends on what rider they buy,
Correct.
5 or 10% of the difference.
Yep.
Minus the maximum MediSave deductible, how much you have to pay in cash, I can calculate.
Wow.
Because sometimes the patient got no rider, another deductible, right?
Yes.
Plus 10%.
Yes.
Right? And sometimes the cost can be quite huge. So they want to know how much before they go ahead to consult.
Correct.
Yeah, so I don't want to be a case where you arrange to see a doctor and then they say, how come I pay 500 and now I have to pay so much cash?
Wow, this really would be a very huge value added to the clients, because as an insurance agent myself, right, like all this depends on our luck. If we have enough experience to
correct.
claim, then we may able to answer this question. And I do know that clients sometimes they are very kanjiong. They want things very fast.
Yeah.
Especially when they are already in the midst of deciding when I should get admitted, which hospital I want to get admitted.
Yeah, so when the client kanchiong, sometimes I also very kanchiong because especially children.
Yes.
The parents always very kanchiong. Oh,
Yeah.
because I want now.
Exactly. And then which doctor should I go to?
Yeah. So this especially children, I always most kanchiong when parents handle parents.
Yeah, true. And not the parents kanchiong, the grandparents also kanchiong.
Yeah, then the agent also kanchiong. Hey, Marcus, every minute a bit come ready.
Yeah.
Okay. I say sometimes it's not so easy to get beds now because we don't say for government hospitals when it's always so full. Sometimes even private, it can be so full.
Even right now with the surge of the COVID cases,
Yeah,
I think the bed to get a bed is even more challenging, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Especially
so I
in
think
government hospital.
one reason why a lot of times they tell you no beds, I feel is not enough nurses working. Yeah.
So, for example, if let's say now, let's say, hey, my clients wanted to admit to so and so, let's say Kutebah Hospital, but then no bed. Okay, so you'll be able to assist. So because you have your connection with someone in the hospital.
So I have to know what is your medical condition, why do you need to be admitted, etc. So a lot of times I vet the case first. Yeah, because not say you want to come in means you can come in. So what if your insurance doesn't allow you to claim, for example, right? So that's why every case, other than a medical condition, I will always ask what insurance you have. Yeah, what is your rider? Yeah, because there's so many different plans and I don't just serve one company.
Yeah.
Right? I serve all the 7 different integrated shield plans in Singapore.
Wow.
So although I'm not a financial consultant myself, a lot of people thought I'm a financial consultant because of my knowledge. But, I do enough cases. One year I do thousands of cases to know, if you have a certain rider from a certain insurance company, what does it entail?
But then how do you actually keep up yourself with all the changes in all this insurance companies?
Yeah, actually, I also don't know, but I know so many people. So when there's a change, someone will have told me.
I see.
Yeah.
And also your experience.
Yeah. So the thing is that for me, from the start I take time to study the policies.
Yes.
But you study, actually you won't remember until you do it.
Correct.
Right? When you apply the knowledge, then it will always stay with you.
Knowledge is not powerful, but applying the knowledge
you
is
have
powerful.
to apply it. So, for me, a lot of times when FCs and they ask me certain questions, actually they can find out the answer themselves. But I take time to go and find out this answer and tell you.
Yes.
Why will I do this? Because when I do this, I will always remember.
Correct. It becomes like a permanent memories.
Yes, correct. Like for example, if you want to admit, but your insurance now has a certain deductible, right? And of course, when you admit to a hospital, your MediSave can deduct certain amounts, right?
Yes.
But if the MediSave does not cover the deductible, you cannot claim anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when the patient know it, actually then I don't want to admit, no. Maybe I stay at government hospital.
So at least they can make that decision.
Yeah, so for me, I am very transparent. I always tell them, the downside side in a way, because it's not say, everything must go into the hospital, then cannot claim, become your problem and my problem.
Yes.
And for me, I really take
and become insurance company problem because they will start to blame the insurance company.
And they will say, why will 买这个保险 I cannot claim?
Yeah, like 保险骗人.
Then but it's not 保险骗人, it's because there's a fine print that they did not understand or
Correct.
they buy 3 years ago. Then they didn't know it entails this fine print. Like for example, some insurance companies, when you make a claim before in the previous policy year, right, the next policy year will have a deductible instead of just paying 5% co-payment.
So may I ask a question, like just very curious, like are you just work with the panelists or do you also work with non-panelists?
Okay, very good question. Now for me, if you come to me, it will always be panel. Yeah, so why we have to use panel, doctors, just to share with the mass audience, is because if you don't use panel, there are certain disadvantage to you in terms of, for example, pre and post consult duration.
Yes.
Okay, let's say you go for knee surgery. If your doctor is non-panel, your post consult physio might be just 100 days or 180 days.
Depends on like different insurance company
depends on the insurance, but this is in general. Sometimes you get penalized by deductibles if you use non-panel.
Yes.
Right? Or higher claims-based pricing if your admission is counted non-panel.
Yes.
Yeah. So for me, as long as you come to me by default, okay, it's always panel.
Unless
this is non-negotiable.
Unless a client say that I want this particular specialist and I know that he's non-panel and
they understand the consequences.
I see.
So for me, I will never arrange. But sometimes the patient can ask me, say, Marcus, can I see my own doctor? I say, sure. I don't force anyone to use my doctors or come through me, right? So the thing is that if they want a non-panel, I make sure they understand. Or sometimes I'll offer, do you want to see panel instead? I can arrange for you, right? If they really want non-panel, then they have to know what is their disadvantage. Right? Because I don't want the advisor to be in a situation where, how come I cannot claim for this after 100 days?
Yes.
Because it happened before.
So with your knowledge, actually, panelists, they are actually very good enough already, right? Like, because some people, they were just concerning about, panelists and non-panelists, is it because our non-panelists is better?
Yeah, so I would say in a way it's like, how do I put this? It's like you sell, for example, some funds, right? Okay, an analogy is that it's not that I cannot solve the problem for you, it's just that you don't want me.
I see.
I can solve the problem, but I do not have all the solutions for you. It's the same for doctors, right? Got 100 doctors that can do the same surgery for you. But you just want this doctor because it is recommended by your family, for example. Because my sister have been through surgery with this doctor, right? So you can also use this, go with this doctor. There is nothing wrong, but if this doctor is not under the panel for insurance sake, for insurance wise, you get penalized.
I see.
Yeah, and sometimes we cannot say, or after 100 days, you don't need to go back to see the doctor. But what if 101 days you need to go back?
Yeah.
Then cannot be claimed for certain reason. It will be a problem for, yourself.
Correct. And then they have to be financially prepared as well.
Yeah. So that's why, again, in summary, it's best to go to panel.
Up until now, I hear mostly about the inpatient or the hospitalization case, right? Do you handle non-hospitalization case?
Oh, yeah. So just yesterday, right, the client say he fall down. Right, so I had a very bad ankle sprain, right?
Yeah.
So he wants to go and consult. So the agent asked me, can claim or not? Right, so I said, do we have personal accident?
Yes.
Yeah. So he said, yeah. I said, what's the limit? Yeah, I said 2,000. I said 2,000 definitely enough. Right, one consult, you do an MRI for the ankle, right, with maybe some consumables. Okay, it will be within 2,000. Right, so I asked the agent, when does your client want to see the doctor? He said, I want to see on this date. Can you arrange together? I want same date. Wow. And usually I will arrange same date MRI because I don't want them to come back twice. Yeah, so something like that.
Wow, this is fantastic, man. Like when my client asks me, fall down, can I claim? I just say, can claim. But your service, but your service is like, it's really providing beyond that. Like even like, when do you want to go to do this scan and how much? Okay, 2,000. Okay, confirm enough one. Okay, we will arrange so and so hospital, which doctor to see.
So
right?
like this Friday, I have one case. Yesterday, the FC asked me, say I want to do, my client want to do some mammogram whatever. So he said my client only can make it this schedule. I want before 12 o'clock. Right? So I have to source who can give me this appointment. I have to source. This doctor cannot. They have to check another one.
Okay.
Which one can accord. Can follow the client schedule.
So what about like when client they do insurance application, right? So sometimes they will need to go for medical checkup. Do you do such services like help them?
Yeah,
book?
So this is one of the service that help financial consultants. Sometimes underwriting case, exclusion loadings. You want to try to help your client, but for this I have to know, what is your medical condition? What are the requirements from the insurance company? For let's say for example to remove certain exclusion, right? So on my side, because most of the time these cases the insurance will not pay for it. Like the client have to fork out money themselves.
Unless they decided not to go with the insurance, the plan, then they need to pay themselves. If not, the insurance company will pay for it.
But some cases, especially all the loading or exclusion removal, the insurance company will not pay. So on my side, what my expectation to the client is that you pay this amount, I will tell you the cost roughly 400-500, but it does not mean that you pay already, it will go through for you. Yeah. So, a lot of times patient expectation is something that we must handle. And
Yes.
this is actually the toughest part about my job. It's not anything else. You calling me at 3 a.m. to ask for bed, that's not the toughest part. The toughest part is the patient's expectation. So I give you an
Alright.
example. Sometimes when they say, I want to do colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Right? So they thought, I go to clinic, I can do the scope now. It doesn't work this
Yes.
way. Right? You have to do the bowel prep.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Sometimes it's a day before.
yeah.
Yeah, so then patients, why I cannot do now?
Yeah.
Some patients say that, I go to the hospital, I admit, how come I have to pay first? Why my friend no need to pay first? Right? Because your friend is different from you. The policy
Maybe
is different.
the policy is
the
different.
policy is different, right? Your Medisave balance may be different,
Okay.
right? Yeah. So again, I have to learn how to handle, and some patients are a little bit more difficult. Yeah, so I have very, very difficult patients, So, but the good thing is that luckily the consultant understand my position.
Yes.
I'm not here to make things difficult for you and your clients. I'm here to
Yes,
solve
yes.
a problem for you, but sometimes the client might not understand. Right,
Yes.
so I have one case. I told the patient, I say, in the end he didn't want to go for a certain surgery lah. Okay, so I told him, okay, if you really don't want to go, then he said, how? I pay 200 plus for the consult. Now I cannot claim, right?
Yeah.
Because he did not go for the procedure. I said, never mind. I refund this $200 from my pocket to you.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. We
There's
don't
an
need to make
extra miles.
Yeah, I just help because I don't want the, you want to complain and all that. I said there's nothing to complain about. But
Yeah.
I asked him, so what do you want? I say, I want to claim back my 200. I say, never mind,
Wow.
I pay for you. Yeah, because he did not understand this.
And also sometimes there's no point to keep explaining
Yeah, because
to them they will feel like you're just defending yourself. You're just giving
correct.
excuses.
Wow, correct. Yeah, so I actually felt that the FC also felt that. I say like it's very difficult because the
If
thing is that
money can solve the problem, just give a little bit money back, then solve the problem. Okay, issue solved.
because the patient is a government plan and has no rider, want to come to private. He asked me, I want to know the exact amount that I have to pay. I say, I cannot tell you the exact amount. There's no exact
There's no
amount.
guaranteed
How
like
much
exact amount.
consumables you use during the surgery, I also don't know.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. The doctor fees can be fixed at 2,000, right? But there are a lot of things that cannot be controlled.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. You're
whether how much consumables you use, the time
Yeah.
you spend in the OT, all this.
Sometimes when you meet such I would say unreasonable client, no point to reasoning to them because they will
Yeah.
never comprehend.
Because no matter how much I explain, they will not be happy.
No need. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just
so-
okay. If I can help you with this, a little bit money, okay, I help you. You
Correct,
happy?
correct.
Don't come and like kacau me. Okay, can
Let's make it simple. Okay,
Yes.
give back your money. I told him maybe it's best for you to go to the government hospital.
Yeah.
lah.
Your life is busy enough already.
I don't have so much time to.
So what I can hear since early on from now, like Marcus, the select Medicare services is other than just arranging the bed, also uncover like if let's say any personal accident matters, you can do the consultations. Just consult a little bit based on your experience, and then also on underwriting part.
This more for the agent's
I see.
perspective. lah.
I believe that there are financial consultants that would be worried about the lead gen problem happening like from your side or whatsoever.
Oh, okay. So so some advisors.
I'm not sure if this is a sensitive question to ask, but
No, yeah. So it's okay. So the thing is that sometimes, as in I use your clients. Okay, yeah.
Correct.
So, when I first started, I faced a lot of all this. Maybe because there are other people do this or what. But
Yeah.
for me, every client that comes to me is basically only from you, right? I cannot
Yeah.
give your client's contact to another FC. So a lot of them, when I first started, they asked me, hey, Marcus, you know so many patients. Hey, I buy lead from you. You give me your patient.
Wow.
I say, I cannot do that because I do not serve end consumer market. If I run bicycle shop, maybe I can do this, I can sell you my leads. But I cannot because every patient that comes through me all have an agent, all have a servicing agent.
Yes.
Right? I cannot do this because if I do this, my reputation will be affected.
integrity wise,
People will know then, people will not find me, but people come and find me for a reason.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the guarantee that
Yeah.
I give to, consultants that when you
I
come
think this
through
is
me,
a good and a must to know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So because I don't use your your client, for example, because I don't do anything else, right?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I cannot be a financial consultant.
Yes.
In my journey, these 3.5 years, so many FCs they try to recruit me or a manager, director, because I'm so knowledgeable, right? But I say I cannot. Sorry, I
There
cannot.
will be conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest. If I'm a FC today, you will not trust me with your client, right?
Exactly.
And I don't hide behind any other company, right? That runs this behind it, or Marcus Sim is a financial consultant.
Correct. And I would say that from what I know from you, like through the conversation, through the dialogue, I would say that your value proposition is really to serve people, to value people rather than just in terms of money.
Yeah, because a lot of times if everything you think is money, right? It's the same for your life, right? Then a lot of things that you will not do.
Correct.
Like sometimes, I always remember when I first started out, this client is an auntie so he forget to sign the form. Okay, I go to the clinic, I take the form, I go all the way to the patient's house on the other side of the island to sign the form because the agency I'm in the important meeting. Tomorrow is the surgery. How? Yeah, so I say, never mind, I do for you.
Oh, this is like a PA already.
Yeah, so I just help lah. For me, it's always based on helping. So sometimes the agent, they tell me, say, Marcus, my client want his own doctor or want to do surgery in like some government hospital, right? It's not under my care, but are you okay to help? I say, sure. No, anything you need, I will just help you.
So like you mentioned, actually the biggest, if I'm correct, what I hear is that your biggest challenges in this career is really on the patient's expectation.
Yes, correct. That is the toughest part.
What was the hardest case or the toughest case you have worked so far?
Okay, so I had this case. It was quite tough to handle because my first time, it's a transfer case, right? So this patient is terminal stage.
Okay.
Okay, so the thing is that it was quite hard for me to handle because when I send the report, when the family send the report to me, I send to the doctor. Doctor say this one actually is last stage. They call it palliative case.
Yeah.
So he said best not to transfer.
Okay.
Right. So when I posted the question back to the family, they couldn't tell me why the doctor in the restructured hospital asked her to transfer lah. Okay, that was their instruction. They said, not instruction, you can transfer if you want.
Okay.
So the patient has private insurance, right? But of course they walk into government lah.
Yeah.
So I very hard to tell them because I cannot say that your family member cannot be safe. I'm not a doctor,
But wasn't it that they should be informed? Been informed by
they were not informed of this. That's the thing.
Oh.
Right. So in the end, the family just asked me, say, Marcus, please, can you help me transfer? Right? Actually, I don't want to help because the things that on the private side, no doctor want to take the case.
Because already at the palliative.
Yeah, so there's no point you come and transfer. So in the end, I said, okay, never mind, just help you lah, because that's what the family member want to transfer. So after I transfer, a few hours later, the patient passed away. Yeah. And I felt quite bad.
Yeah.
Because my doctor have to write a lot of report.
But your doctor still accepted.
Yeah, my doctor choose to say, just help lah. Just help. Say, I help you. Yeah. So I always remember this case, but it was quite a sad case. So actually I do a lot of all these, patient pass away. It's not uncommon.
Your emotion handling also must be
there. Because especially, so I think do this time, the EQ must be very high.
Yes.
Yeah, because you handle a lot of patients, emotions sometimes.
Correct.
The family members.
In a way, it train your EQ to be high also.
Yeah, I would say it's a training.
Yeah.
So like, last time I was an introvert. I studied engineering in NUS. Yeah, so I never really do all these talks, presentation. Yeah, so
it's really quite interesting that you actually decided that because once you graduated from MUS, right, then you step into this following your father's footstep, right?
Actually I don't know. I just I never think too much. Just saw, this is quite a unique line, and nobody at my age, has access to this network.
Okay,
right, can have a chance to do this. So I just started out, because I only know 3 consultants, my close friends. Yeah, so the first FC that I know, my agent or my own agent, I think he didn't understand what I was saying also. So slowly from there, I learned how to pitch. I learned how this whole system works. Because if I don't do a case, I don't know how to explain to people what I
like
do.
you said, you have to be hands-on. Like, knowledge is not enough yet, but you have to be hands-on.
Like for example, you can go for all the class when you first started as an FC, right? But when you first meet the client, it's different.
Totally different
Playing
feeling.
game is a different,
Yes.
thing, because whatever the client asks you back is you are not prepared for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
this was the challenge that I faced at the start also, because I don't know, of course at the start I asked my dad for help, how to go about doing a certain case. So now, I have so much experience, and now my sister is also joining.
Wow. So it's
she
become like really a family business.
Yeah, so now she's learning how to pitch. I'm teaching her about different medical conditions. So I train someone to do what I do. But I realized this is actually not easy. Yeah, so I understand from financial consultants, when they are managers, they are directors, it's actually not easy to train someone to do something, similar to you at the kind of level.
Yes. Because skill set is very hard to pass down. Like
Yes, correct. I can teach you this, but you must be able to apply. And
correct.
I think on the inside, you must have the passion for the job.
Yes. Talk about passion, right? What is the most rewarding thing about being such a
in this line? Is it?
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, I think the most real is not about money. Of course, money is money, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I just want to build the biggest I can, to build this platform to share with as many financial consultants in Singapore. This 24/7 service is available for you to utilize if you really need help.
True, because if you were to work for money, right, you can just jolly well just do do whatever you need to do, that's all.
Yeah.
You don't need to provide extra mile services.
Yes, correct. But for me, I always go the extra mile, right? Because I want to people to know that this platform is a trustable platform for financial consultants, especially for their clients. And so that's why I work very hard. I do a lot of things that people don't want to do.
Like what are the things?
Right. So a lot of times, I have people call me 1 a.m. Marcus, can you explain to me this corporate insurance? My client at meeting now. 1 a.m. he called me.
Corporate group insurance you also handle?
Yeah, everything. So it's in a way not just shield plan, PA. As long as you face a medical condition, or you have certain insurance that you want to make a claim for, example, travel insurance, third party claims, whatever that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So going back is at the end of the day, because when people thank you, agent, I say, Marcus, thank you so much for your help. Okay, for this case, through this help, the client buy another policy from me.
Yeah.
And this client, right, is not the one that he sold the shield plan for. This is what I call cross insurance cases.
At least it's like cross insurance servicing.
Right. So I always tell consultants in my presentations, please do not depend on the FC on the other side of the field to service your same client in times of medical needs. As long as this person bought something from you, it can be anything, life plan, investment plans. Okay, as long as this person is your client, please take the initiative to help them. Right. So in your policy summary, just take note of their shield plan and PA plan. That's all. Right, because you never know one day, hey Candy, my insurance is from Prudential, right? My Prudential agent MIA. Can you help me?
Yes.
So you don't want to be a FC that tell your client, actually I don't know, you go and ask your agent, then you lost everything already. You lost the trust.
Yeah, lost that kind of immediate services that we can provide. And because all these things are the saigang that maybe other financial consultants they don't want to do.
People don't want to do, you do, right?
Yeah.
And actually you don't do much because I do the heavy lifting for you, right?
True.
Just connect, I explain to the client.
True, I just need to do what I'm best in doing, like just do the financial review, consolidate your policy.
Yeah. So to the FC is 要懂得借力啦.
Correct.
To help you in and I think cross insurance cases, the clients can see you don't earn anything from me, right? But you take the initiative to help me. Right, so I have one case because I help, this FC. I say he bought over all the family policies, everything transferred to him. Yeah. So FC say, Marcus, thank you so much.
Because all this in a way is to we able to gain trust from the clients.
Yes,
you see.
Correct. And a lot of times I help the FCs to close policies also. How? Because the things that I say sometimes make hold more weight because I'm not the FC. Right? So when I tell the client certain thing, because I had this kind, no PA plan, so couldn't claim for this. So I explain, I say, do you know PA plan is very important, right? Example, this, right? They say, he tell the agent, I say, actually, can you help my family sign, my children also?
Wow.
Yeah.
Come to this, right? Do you also like provide like talk services, like for example, if let's say let's say my agency wants to hold some talk, do you able to also arrange?
Yeah, can. So you just let me know what talk you want, I'll try to source for you.
Wow.
Yeah, so
amazing.
That's why every problem that comes to me, actually, I don't know whether I can solve until you tell me the problem. I try to find the solution for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things I didn't know that I can do until now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like to find a collaboration partner is very important that before I decide to work with Marcus, at least I know that you have the right value, you have the integrity, you are honest, the word trustworthy partner. That's all are very
So
important.
the thing is that in every line, trust is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because I don't make you pay me for my service, right? I don't say,
Correct.
hey, every month you pay me $20. I
Yeah.
feel obliged to serve you and your client.
Yeah.
Because if you're a very difficult agent, then for what you myself, you go yourself, you don't need my service. Yeah.
Correct.
So I don't want to make it like that. That's why I don't make advisors pay for my service.
Yes.
I say most important thing is that you have to trust me. You have to service your client, right? And I'm not here to make things difficult. I'm here to give my 101% to you and your clients. This is the assurance I give,
Yeah. So do you have your PA at the moment?
Yeah, so I have a PA that helps me on all the scheduling stuff.
If not, I really cannot imagine how busy you're
Actually,
gonna get.
I have no idea sometimes how I have, how I go through my day. I can wake up 8 o'clock, the next thing is 6 o'clock already. And I haven't eaten anything because I'm just connecting cases the whole day.
Oh my God. And that's the reason why we are doing this at 8 a.m. because...
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So that's why I suggested to do at 8 a.m. because 8 a.m. the chances of someone texting me
is lesser.
is lesser. Yeah. So as you can see, I will adjust my schedule to fit my job. For example, when I go overseas, I try to take flight with Wi-Fi, or I take the flight that is very late at night.
Wow.
I will not fly morning. Of course, if long distance, no choice. But
yes.
I will try to adjust. Yeah. So even I'm overseas, you can see I'm still 24/7. I'm traveling, But when the case come, I will do first.
Well, by hearing this, right, I will really feel stressed though. Don't you feel just a little bit stressed?
Actually, it's a bit stressed at the start when I first started. But now it's not really. Actually, I enjoy it because it's very ad hoc. Yeah, so I feel my life is a bit fast paced, right? Because everything I do, especially for my job, I want to solve the problem fast for you. So when I eat, sometimes cai fan I buy, actually two meals I finish already because I feel that I need to do something. Yeah, so for me, I think it's just programmed inside me.
Yeah.
I want to, I don't want to spend every minute not doing anything.
I would say it's really how you position yourself, how you reposition yourself, how you're wiring your thoughts.
Yeah, it's I just want to be productive because I think it applies for entrepreneurs whether you're in property,
like
your
insurance
or something like my line. Every hour that you waste is an hour too late.
Wow, this is something that's very inspiring, inspired me
so
as
you just imagine, you waste one day away, then tomorrow you say, actually today I'm tired, I sleep. Yeah, so I sleep. Then next day you say, what have you achieved? Right?
Yes.
So for me, it's a challenge to myself. At first, my goal was I want to do bigger than my father.
Okay, your goal, yeah.
Right. So it's like your when you first came into this line, you see your manager have certain FYC say, I want to do better, right?
Okay.
So now in a way, I think I've did better than him already.
Wow,
in 3.5 years.
good job.
But,
just 3.5 years, yeah.
What's the next goal for me is that every day I must be better than my yesterday self.
So you are now competing yourself with yourself,
I don't
not with other people.
Because the only challenge is yourself, right?
Correct. That's what I realized also. When I first came into this industry, right, I will mark a person. Okay, I want to surpass this person. But then after day, right, I realized actually, I should actually compete with myself, not other people.
Right? Yourself.
What if other people die already? Then I don't need to compete with you.
Right. So there's the only challenge is yourself. You must 突破自己.
Yeah, I love this. Wow, 这个 quote 好. So what are the next 5 years goal for you?
Okay, so for me, I think I never think too much. When I first started, I think I was 25. Yeah, 25, right? So my goal is in the next maybe 5 to 7 years. I just want to build the biggest that I can. I just want more and more consultants to share my service with more and more financial consultants in Singapore. So in a way, my goal is not to make you work with me, right?
Yes.
I don't say, Candy, you must work with me. Right?
Yeah.
It's more of letting you know that my service exists for you.
Be like a partnership.
I'm just always there. If you really need my help, come to me, I will definitely help you out. Yeah, so it's just marketing. Yeah, just to let because even though I would say I've spoken to about 3,000, 3,500 consultants in Singapore, but the thing is that there's so many other consultants that still don't know have this service,
Yeah.
Select Medicare services to help them in their advisory career.
It's really such a waste.
Yeah, so if you
Really.
if now you know, then it's good, right? So a
Yeah.
lot of people say, "Well, I should have known you 1 year earlier." But
How people can search you up? How can people search you up after they're listening to this podcast?
you can find my IG, right? Yeah, my IG has my contact, right? Marcus_STH. Yeah, so you can follow me there.
Marcus_STH.
Yeah,
Instagram.
so my number is there. So yeah, if you ever need help, you can always DM that number.
Okay. Before I go to my last question, I may need to ask this question for my benefits. So because you have been handling a lot of hospitalization cases, personal accident cases, and all the medical underwriting thing. So could you share with the audience, like just for my clients' benefit, what are the importance of getting proper coverage in Singapore?
Okay. Yeah, this is actually very important. It's not just for financial consultants, for the end consumers as well. Okay. I think for me, like if you ask me, I say don't buy any insurance in Singapore, but please insure yourself with two things, PA and integrated shield plan. Okay. Because in Singapore, people always say that you can die, but don't fall sick, right?
Yeah.
And it's really true because medical bills is not cheap, right? And again, the type of coverage, okay, for example, hospital plans, they have got private and government, right? So of course, if you're young, please get private coverage because by buying private coverage, it gives you option. Yeah, you can go to government if you really want, but in times of urgent cases, you want help fast. If you don't have, then it sort of limits.
Just limit yourself to just government or restructured hospital.
So I have a patient yesterday also, he's 24 years old. He only got government plan. Okay, I'm not so sure why he didn't buy private. So now he want to come to private kanchiong, want to do the surgery fast.
Yeah.
Right. So now he has to pay proration and have to do a lot of financial counseling for him. Or can I pay for this and that? Right. So when you are in a medical situation, the least thing you want to worry about is money.
So actually, from medical point of view, so long as you are affordable with the premium, just go with the good one.
Yeah, right. Because it's like, for me, it's like a lifestyle,
Yeah.
Like you can drive Ferrari, or you can drive Toyota. Both can get you to the same destination.
Yes.
Just that one will take longer than the other, or one breaks down more often.
Correct.
Right. And if we zoom down to the different policies in Singapore, different riders have different kind of fine print. So make sure that when you buy a certain rider, okay, you understand the fine print. What is the meaning of deductible? Right? When you have a deductible, just to explain to the end consumers, is a penalty that you have to pay first, okay, before the insurance company considers your claim.
Penalty that you have to pay first.
So I like to put it in terms of a penalty because it's easier to understand.
Correct.
So this, like, let's say your deductible is 2,000, your whole bill is 5,000. The first 2,000 is not payable by the insurance company.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of patients end up, they say, how come I cannot claim?
Yeah.
Right? You tell me it's 5%.
Yeah.
Right? But there's a deductible before the 5%.
Yes.
There are certain policies that are like that. So you have to take note. Okay, when you buy the policy, are there any deductible? I think this is the main thing that the end consumers, just remember this point. Is there any deductible?
Just to check, is there any deductible?
Yes, correct.
I see.
Yeah.
Because some of my clients will say that, hey, don't need I got hospital plan already. I don't need a personal accident plan.
Okay. So this one is something that I want to share. Not every case leads to inpatient surgery, things like that. Sometimes it can be just outpatient. I cut my hand like that.
Yes.
Cannot be I cut my hand, I want to admit to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So because we don't want to just admit for the sake of admitting, insurance company pay out more money and all that.
Yeah.
Premium
it leads to the premium.
Yeah. So the thing is that
surging.
this PA, helps you to cover anything that is outpatient, right? So, and another point is that this thing called pre-hospitalization physiotherapy. Sometimes when you want to do a surgery, for example, knee surgery, then sometimes the doctor suggests, maybe you try something conservative.
Okay.
Right? So you go for some physio session.
Okay.
So this happened to one case that I know. Okay, the patient go for a few physio sessions and then he did surgery. So the patient thought that this pre-hospitalization physio can be claimed from the insurance.
So
And the insurance say, we do not cover pre-hospitalization physio. Again, it depends on the insurance company. Yeah, but not all covers this. So the only plan that can claim for this is the PA plan, no?
Like the most secure way lah. Like sure, okay, we know can claim is PA, but then if you just want to rely on hospitalization plan, it depends on the company.
Yes, correct. So there's a lot of all these small little fine prints that the patient might not know. But if you have the coverage, right? You know, whatever situation plays out to you, you're not scared
Yeah.
because you got coverage.
So like I mentioned, not all cases leads to inpatient because
Yes, correct.
hospitalization really for inpatient or like the surgery kind
Yeah,
of.
like for example, you have an eye injury, you don't need to admit to a hospital, right? You go and see an eye doctor in clinic, maybe you pay $500-$600, you get some meds, medication, you get some help. Okay, already. Then you claim from your PA plan. Right? You don't need to go inpatient and make the bill $4,000-$5,000 just for the sake of claiming.
I see.
Yeah, so my job here is to vet every case like that.
So at least like a client with comprehensive coverage like hospital and PA plan, when these such cases come to you, it'll be easier for you to consult them. Okay, which bill claim from which policy?
Yes, correct.
It's more secure, and then how can you claim?
Yeah, it gives me it feels very good for me because
you can solve more problems.
Very easy for me to explain. Yeah, and okay, you can do like that. Not tell you, oh, you like that, you cannot do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. This one you cannot claim, unfortunately. Maybe you want to try government, you know. Yeah, when the patient is already, I need some help. Yeah, but when you don't have coverage, it's difficult. So especially for newborn, please buy coverage. Don't wait. I think it's 14 days, right?
14 days.
Please.
Why do you
sign.
say so like newborn? Like why do you mention about
because
this?
a newborn, sometimes there's a lot of complications. They have this and that. So when, you know, let's say you buy at 30 days and then something happened in between. Jalat already, you cannot, you know, when you want to sign, they ask for all this underwriting.
Based on experience, like what are the conditions that you have worked?
Wow, this one I cannot remember offhand, but it's maybe heart conditions for patient has certain gastro issues.
So you were trying to get approval from from the underwriting side also.
Yeah, so many cases I see your FC ask me about like this kind of newborn case, but I'm not a doctor, you know, and also I don't know how, you know, what is that particular medical condition. Sometimes it's very rare and all that. So, but my advice is when, you know, 14 days when you can buy, just sign already. And kids is always very common. High fever, need to admit to hospital.
Yes.
Right? Diarrhea, vomiting, very common. Every day I have kids.
All these involved in personal accident plan and hospitalization
yes,
plan.
correct. Yeah, hospitalization especially. Yeah. So, and that's the reason why I think you can see for kids, the premium is a little bit higher, right? Then it will go down, then it will go up again. Is it?
No, actually from kids, actually the for hospitalization plan is just like the lowest.
Oh, it's the lowest. I thought it's
yeah, from 1 to 18 years old is actually the stagnant pricing.
Oh, okay. Then after that, when as you age, then it will
go higher.
Move.
Move higher. Yeah.
I see.
So like what you say is right, because just people sometimes they just assume that they are young.
Correct.
They're supposed to be healthy. Don't need get insurance so fast.
Yeah. So
that's always the challenge.
That's why it's called 保险, because you cannot predict 保什么就保这个, right?
Yeah.
You really don't know what is going to happen tomorrow, right? You play basketball, suddenly you injure your ankle. Someone knock into you.
Yeah.
Like I have one, he was walking, you know, on the road, then a bicycle hit him, then a knee injury.
Sometimes it's not you yourself being clumsy, but other people.
Yeah, you cannot predict. You really cannot. Yeah, but when you don't have coverage, then you come and scramble. Hey, but do I have to claim for this? Yeah.
And then especially when it comes to insurance agent, right? Like a lot of times we have actually gave our advice, but client decided not to take up. And then when things happen, then cannot claim.
Everything on hindsight is too late.
Yeah. And then it become like we also felt guilty lah.
Yeah, but
we also feel guilty that, hey, I should have pushed you further, you know, to get this coverage. But then also very hard to say, because if I were to push you, then maybe the relationship got jeopardized or what.
So you see, as a FC, your position, you cannot put a gun to my head. Hey, you must buy this policy.
Very
I
hard.
can only tell you, you know, with my experience, why you need this. That's all.
Yeah, but then when things happen, sometimes the client would have like, oh, you should ask me to buy what that time. You should force me to buy.
You should. It's always so. I have one case. This one was a patient don't want to buy any insurance at all. Okay, so somehow walked into the government hospital A&E. You know, I think admitted or what. In the end, got cancer. So he asked, "Can I buy insurance now?" How to buy? You cannot buy.
You self-insured lah.
Yeah, self-insured.
You self-insured lah. See how much you got in your bank.
Very difficult to buy. How to buy? Why will insurance company insure you when you already have cancer?
When you already, like your phone already spoiled, who wants to buy your phone anymore?
不要买,
Yeah.
Yeah. So especially for younger people lah. when
Yeah.
you can afford, working,
And
don't-
especially right now, I would say that you also know the claim rate getting younger and younger, right? And
Yeah.
getting cancer, heart attack.
cancer, 28 years old, have pancreatic cancer, even 21 years old, 22, breast cancer and all that. The early stage lah. Yeah, but
Yes.
it's not uncommon.
It's like getting more and more common right now.
Yeah, somehow. So that's why government, I think they come out with all the CDL, all that, because they
That's
know
why.
that the cancer rate is increasing, aging population.
I think CDL is also a very good topic to do in future because, well, I would say, like yesterday I sent you the bill, right? I also couldn't understand.
One of the case. Actually, I do not understand how come it was like that. So that's why I say you have to check with the company why.
Yeah.
Did they pay out so
That's why it's
little?
very interesting sometimes, like when we met with such cases, of course we scratch our head, but also it's very
But you
interesting to
learn.
find out.
You
Yes.
learn why is it like that, and
Like cancer drug services, the treatment, how come so high one? Cancer services treatment so high one, like so expensive.
Yeah. So every case you get, especially for me, I learned something.
Yes.
Yeah, and this experience, you never know. 2 years later, it might come in handy for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So as in a way, as an entrepreneur, it's
Yeah.
like learning. Like every day is a learning.
Yeah. 学到的是自己的。
Learning is an
Yeah.
opportunity. So that's why I don't like to ask when people ask me questions. I try to find out myself.
Yeah.
You ask me what is the proration for this policy? What's the deductible for this policy? I go to the fine print. I download. I read. I screenshot. I send to the FC.
Yeah, I would say this is the most important quality that as an entrepreneur we must have.
Yes,
The most
you must
important
be
type too.
motivated.
Yeah.
Don't wait for people to do things for you.
Correct,
You do the take the initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes being impatient a little bit is good when it comes to
Especially for me, I think my dad has the same trait. Yeah, when he has a problem, I need to settle this out very fast. I cannot wait.
because if waited then maybe we already forgotten.
Right. So if everything I tell you, okay, 2 days later I reply you,
Yeah.
then nobody will come and find me already.
True. Okay, before we end off this podcast, right? I'm just very curious to ask Marcus. Okay, because every one of us definitely as an entrepreneur, we are trying to leave a legacy, right? What kind of legacy would you like to leave on?
Wow, so deep this question.
Yeah. That's why it's the last question.
I think for me is that if one day I go, right, I want people to remember that there's this guy called Marcus that really impacted my life, that actually helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of my advisory career, my clients. Yeah, so I think this is something that I'm building towards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to build the biggest that I can. And
Yes.
one day I'm not around, that will be another topic again.
Yes.
But I
correct.
just want them to know that this person, made an impact to my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There's a reason why I'm doing the podcast also, because every videos that being recorded, which being posted out, is actually a form of legacy.
oh.
It's already a form of legacy.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
actually that's true.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you see, like this statement that you made today, right? 10 years, 20 years, or 50 years later,
Yeah,
when
maybe
you're no
when I
longer
look
around.
back, I go online and say,
Yeah.
hey, actually I said this.
Or maybe your children, your grandchildren. Like imagine
Correct,
just
correct,
one day when we get older, when we are no longer around here, right? But this video, they can still watch back.
yeah, correct.
Hey, this is my grandfather. Wow, he's
Yeah. So
talking,
the thing is that the helping people.
yes.
Yeah, because I'm fortunate to be in a line that I can impact lives. And
Yes.
it really, really impact lives. It solves a problem for people, especially medical. People always panic.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And it's not something that you face with every single day. Every day I need to go hospital, cannot be more. But for me, I have people, going to the hospital every day. And
Yes.
especially with my help, it gives the patient some kind of assurance.
Yes.
Not in terms of, okay, I know whether I can claim for this, after I admit to the hospital, I have do certain surgery. And then what about the thing after? Sometimes my claims has problem, or I
Yes.
need to check certain things. Why I haven't refund,
Yeah.
why I pay already, I cannot get my money back, things like this. So it's a holistic service.
Yes.
Yeah, and the patient feel assured.
Yes.
I have certain end consumers. They actually, I don't know, this is a patient. It's my patient. He actually introduced my service to all the friends, and somehow she be the agent. She's like the agent. Okay, anything on market, I know some markets they can help.
But
me.
actually, she's not agent.
She's not the agent, but she just helped me market because she benefited from my service. I helped her son. Yeah, when she was panicking, no beds. I
Yeah.
always remember. That's how she remember me. Everything, Marcus, can you help me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a life impacting life.
So they remember me, because I can solve a problem. And
Yes.
actually a lot of times, you will not see the value of my service until you are faced with a medical situation, until
Correct.
you are faced with a problem. Right. It's like
Yes.
agent. Sometimes they don't remember you, but anything happen, hey, I need to call my agent, my insurance, how? They
Yeah,
forget,
exactly.
right? It's the same.
Exactly.
Just that I'm on the other side. I'm just a supporting role with the FCF for the patient.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything that you want to tell the audience before we bounce off the podcast?
I think in summary, we go back to the point of course, getting coverage. I think I cannot emphasize more on this because when you have a problem, okay, you don't have coverage, it's very difficult to solve. And I think don't have coverage, you don't burden the people around you, right?
Yes.
Don't burden the people around you.
Live with dignity also.
To pay your bills. Okay,
Yes.
when you didn't have, when you didn't make a decision to buy certain coverage and then in the future something happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also with that said, right, I remember Marcus mentioning it's really not just about financial consultant, like even like out there, the audience out there, like
Yeah.
like even if you have someone or somebody, they may need some form of medical
Yeah, you
help.
can always look for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
because not every patient is so fortunate to have an agent that
Correct.
is willing to help them. And all these patients are even more disadvantaged.
Yes.
So of course I don't do end consumer market, but if you really need help,
Yes.
now you know who I am, right?
Yes.
You can, when you come to me, I will still help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you can always look for Candy, right? Yeah, she'll be better be able to advise
Thank
you
you.
on certain
Financial holistic view, okay lah. Okay,
yes,
medical
Please
holistic view is
go
the
to
outside.
her. I don't sell any policies. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Marcus. Thank you
Yes,
for your
thank
time.
you, Candy. Thank you
Yeah.
for the interview.
I've learned a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being part of this incredible dialogue. We hope this episode has inspired you to embrace heart-to-heart dialogue in your own life. If you love to share your stories with us, DM us, comment below, or use the hashtag #HTHDstories. Your voice matters, and we can't wait to listen and learn from you. If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with your friends. Remember, every genuine conversation has the power to make a difference. Let's make an impact together. Till next time.